What's up, collective? Here we are at the peak, at the top of the roller coaster, and it feels stagnant up here. You feel like you're kind of, you know what I mean? You know what's going to happen. You know that you can see down, you can see forward, you see the drop that you're about to experience, and it's going to be relieving and exciting and magical, and you can feel this moment coming, but you're in that moment where it's cresting. It's like you're peaking almost, but it's like not even the peak of your life, like that. It's like the beginning of the peak of your life, and it's a long peak. It's a long, drawn-out peak of never-ending, just never-ending. There's no ending to that. You can't imagine an ending because you haven't even imagined the beginning of the beginning, or the end of the beginning, into the main part of your story. You're about to explode. You can feel it. Your popularity is rising, probably faster than the people around you, and you feel gravitational pulls towards you. And the more you try to connect with that pull, you're like learning more about it, and that pull gets deeper. It's like, I don't know if you've ever been fishing before. I don't really believe in fishing. I feel like that's torture. I mean, to me, it's torture for me and the fish. Like, I don't want to sit there all day. But it's like fishing where like you get a bite and it's like you test the waters, and sometimes you get some, sometimes you don't. But when you find one that really hooks in and you're like, oh yeah, look, I want this one, I will lose my rod, or I will jump in this water before I let this fish get away. They say there's plenty of fish in the sea. But it isn't probably, to most people, it's probably not their favorite fish. But to me, it's the only fish that could be my favorite fish. It's like, no, I'm not going to settle for these other fish. I've already seen greatness. I've already seen... And I keep saying this like I know I gotta get off that, I guess. Somebody's told me to leave, man. I just don't feel that way. But you, we're all one the same. If I'm speaking of me, I'm speaking of you. And you, when you speak, so don't speak ill of me, which means don't speak ill of yourself. Help me help you without knowing one another. To do that, you have to think of the people that you interact with like you. You have to treat them with respect and kindness. Like it was you. Like you're having an astral projection and you're taking care of yourself, or you're talking to yourself, you're playing video games with yourself, or you're taking, I don't know, a romantic vacation together. Whatever. You'd be surprised what you can accomplish if you just let yourself accomplish those things. And it's easier said than done. It's way easier said than done. In fact, it's probably beyond hard. So if you don't think you're up to it, you probably aren't. But just know deep down you are. You're in a longer process. And that process happens, like I'm already out of breath. When I get spoken through, I just keep going. So you gotta remind me to breathe. Okay, so in a sense of being, you want to be yourself. And what does that mean? There is no meaning. There is no meaning to that. And the only person that can give meaning to that is you. So you need to create meaning. And you don't need to be down about not knowing the meaning. All of us don't know the meaning of our life. And all of us have different difficulties that we face that define us. In fact, somebody that I very well respect, mentioned a gold string almost. Seeing the situation from the outside, from somebody else's point of view, was kind of magical. Shout out to Freya Ray. To see something like a spiritual connection when you're not the direct focus of a spiritual connection like that, it's kind of unique, because it's like what you thought was a secret conversation isn't really a secret conversation, because you have people in the collective that are kind of close by and they're watching, and they have better maybe perceptive traits than maybe say the lower collective. And I don't mean lower as in that. I just mean like you're what we should call the viewer. The viewer is the most important part of this collection and collective of people, because you create the strength in people like us that have voices and gifts that we can give back to you. Without y'all, we are nothing. If nobody watches this video and nobody gets this message, I have done nothing. If I can't help you or be a better person, then I have done nothing. It is you watching this video that makes my worth giving back to you. And vice versa. We're all just a recycling energy plant, and we're all pretty much like, some of us are fending for themselves and still finding on one another to try to make do. Others are just hoarding their stuff. I just try not to step on your path. If you'd like to come with us, though, we are going this way. Up. Somewhere besides here. If you're sad, and it's anywhere but there. Going up. Getting closer with yourself is getting closer to God. Whatever you may perceive that to be. God is undefined. You can't say that God is defined, or that anything like that is beyond our comprehension in the first place. Nothing like religion has ever defined anything that makes perfect sense, does it? There's one thing that makes perfect sense, is that it's in all of us. I can look at you and feel like you. I can feel your feelings in the song. I can feel your tears behind your eyes while you're writing a poem. The loss of breath lets you know that I'm tired, spiritually and emotionally. But maybe I could go, like, Marine, I could go run. We can go play some basketball or something. But I'm emotionally tired. I'm emotionally tired of expecting outcomes and people to do a certain thing because that's the way I would do them. And people don't see nothing wrong with it because, believe it or not, there's good in everybody, but there are evil people, really evil people. And it's to a sense where if you get close to those evil lost ones, that you're like, you don't even have to be this way. It's not even difficult. It's a choice. And once you see that, you're just like, the amount of people that shy away from the light is just like, because it's hard. Because being light is hard. It's, when you're the center of the attention, people that are not right with themselves want this kind of like knock you down. They kind of want to like bring you down to this peg that they're on. Because you make this peg seem so much more down the ladder than it should be. It's like, why do you get to be way up there when I'm only down here? In self-esteem. And then the word ego is thrown at you a lot, maybe. People say you're egotistical, or you're controlling, or you're too smart for your own good, or you have a snake tongue. And you have that nature, it's sidetracking you from the truth. A snake tongue is what? Being able to dance around something, maybe? Well, yeah, but if you use it for what it's supposed to be used for, which is the truth. I can dance around your conversation with the truth because you cannot avoid it. Cannot avoid the truth. It will come out. And regardless of what you say, if I continue in saying the truth, you will be the one that looks stupid. No matter what you say, if you're the one that changes up what they say, then you're wrong. But that's not the right way to live by. You have to always have an open mind. So your way may be right, but when you can't prove it, you have no right to argue it. Argue things that you can prove, not things that you think are true. Damn. Whoa, I just made that quote up. I think, thank you, divine. You don't have to give credit where credit's due, though sometimes I give mine to the divine. But for all I know, the divine could be an eggplant. It would be hilarious if it was, but it couldn't be, because that's what I've been thinking my whole life. But you know, that's kind of how life has been working out recently. It probably is an eggplant. I would love to see a day that it's an eggplant and just be like, well, oh, I guess I told y'all. So, I mean, I wouldn't. Yeah, I wouldn't. I'd probably be that guy. I'd be like, I told you it was an eggplant. Yeah, I told you something about that purple, or just one of a kind. We named the color after it. Something deep down told us that that's a special color. What's the fruit? Fruit. I always pull back to fruit. Fruit, each individual fruit is pretty much giving a color to distinct it from the other fruit. Now, some things are close, like berries, but they're more like shades of bluish purple, or red, or, you know what I mean? Green is just raw vegetation, but yeah, an orange is orange, bananas yellow, and apples red, a lime's green. Everyone's giving their freaking colors. But then you have stuff like Dragon View that like breaks out of the norm, and it's like, oh, the more I learn about you, the more I'll learn about you. I just found out that you painted today. That is magical, because I've never been able to finish painting. It's almost like I get halfway through my painting, I'm like, the person that would care about this isn't even here yet, because I would be happy. If the person that cared about my paintings halfway through my painting and be like excited about it. It isn't even in my life. Otherwise, somebody would be congratulating me right now and being like, "Oh my god, I can't wait to see when it's finished." And I see things in your paintings that I've seen in my dreams, like those two birds in the cage, and we're just kind of like outside the cage. We're on top of it. We're just like dancing on the top, like, "Ha, nah, we got out again." And we don't want to leave each other, so like the cage feels like home. And so we keep letting God put us back, or divine, or whatever you want to say. It keeps putting us back in the cage and locks the door necessarily where we can open it because it knows we've already opened the door before. And he does it for fun now. Or she. I would think the divine's a she. All of life has to be a she. It's what gives women the gift of childbirth. I believe man was made from earth. It had to have been something creative and, moldable in a good way. Versatile. But it's only a concept of what you are in this reality at current standing. I mean, I like to think that I'm kind of leaning both. I'm a yin and yang. I don't know if you see it, but I'm a balance. I'm almost a perfect balance, I would say. She's a little feisty, but I'm a little bit calmer. And then when I'm angry, she's way too sassy. I don't know. And I'm talking about me and me. It's deeper than that. Once you start looking inward, you start seeing somebody there that then you don't get along with. Maybe you do get along with eventually. But it's magical. The person inside yourself is the most magical connection you're ever going to build. The best relationship you ever will have will be with yourself. Believe that. Y'all just have to get in tune. You have to. That's your sidekick. You on the inside, because you on the inside has a lot of regulation to do in there, while the outside you regulates the outside world and that. And to work together means to manifest things. Do it. I think you already know what to do. Those two ladies are giving you plenty of information. I mean, this message was probably for them too, but you get plenty of information from them that you have enough guidance. I am the voice. I am a deeper, I wouldn't say intellectual, I would say more of I've tried all the outcomes. Yeah. I'm more like, you're like, I don't know if that's safe. I'm like, well, we're going to find out. And I'm going to go do it right now so we can find out. And I come back and I'm like, it's definitely not safe. Would you try it when I safety detected? Like, I'm that type of person, but let me go first. Make sure there's nothing hiding around the corners. And then that's usually because I'm like a scout. I'm pretty much like, yo, what are you doing over there? And I focus and I watch people's behaviors. I'm kind of like the night guard. You hear that? I'm gonna go investigate. That kind of shit. Like, I'm gonna be the dude that is aware of bad before it happens. And maybe you won't be so scared of getting out of your house so much. Because I know I'm terrified to leave my house because emotionally I can't deal with people's emotions. I'm a technical dude, and they're like, well, do you want to go to the store? And I'm like, well, technically, no, I do not like that store. I do not want to go to that store because it is a bad store. They have bad business practices. And they're like, well, I guess you don't like me. And I'm like, what? Because I don't understand that. I don't understand how we can go from conversation to be straightforward to emotions. I understand being emotional in a moment. Hey, shit, I like to hit a blunt, fucking lean back, listen to Pink Floyd or some fucking Hendrix, and, vibe out and talk about how we feel. But I can't do that and do the same vice versa flip-flop. Because my go mode is so go mode. It's so go mode. I can climb out of this car right now. I'm so go mode right now. And I get empowered by people. Like, that's... Oh, shit. It's like being a megaphone. I can feel all of you. And it's like whenever I sing or rap or I DJ or do anything to give back, it feels like I'm being pushed on the back with so many good people and good spirits and souls that it's like, y'all just like, go, get out there. We've been waiting. Like, golly. But it's like, the artist goes at their own time. The artist flows in and it builds up anticipation in such a way where it's like, okay, now he's showing off because he knows he could just do this thing. And he's dragging his feet on purpose because he knows it's good destiny type shit. And yeah, that's exactly what I'm doing. And you don't even know what stage I'm at. You don't even know if I'm ready to drop stuff right now. You don't even know if this video comes out after or before. Until you watch it. But I do. I know everything. So far. The only thing I don't know is what date. one day that physical connection would happen between me and you. That's highly specific. 444. If that resonates, maybe. I feel like you're more leaning towards the ones too as well. A lot of 111s. 777. Yeah. Alright, spin the wheel. Whose turn is it? And I like this where this is going. It's a deeper meaning. And that tree is looking at me. Okay, man. I gotta go. I gotta go talk to this guy.